All right, so let me start over this video. This video is about this is Jimmy Dore. You guys go follow him. He's talking about Nicolas Maduro being a CIA asset. And the last time I was on live, it was during the Maduro raid, where I had speculated that someone in his government had sold him out because the military had stood down. So in the past couple of weeks, Delcy Rodriguez has met with the CIA in the open, like on camera. And yesterday Jimmy Dore came out with this video that they're speculating that Nicolas Maduro was an asset for the CIA. And there was a story out a few months ago regarding these election machines. Oh my god, it's amazing how all these stories tie into Tobago and materials on Tobago. So anyway, there was a story out a few months ago where Venezuela was the ones that actually messed with the voting machines in the United States. And the whole big confuffle they had over the election machines, where the election machines was changing votes and tampering with people's votes and not registering votes and all that stuff. The article came out saying that Venezuela was the one responsible for that. I don't know how true that is, but it was a news story that came out. So
remember the 2020 election was rigged?
Yeah.
Maduro's going to testify, because remember they blamed Venezuela for rigging the election? Remember that absurd
So they were trying to do that. So that was the latest CIA deep state propaganda.
this is
that
an
a
interesting
lot of people fell
conspiracy
for,
theory.
that somehow Venezuela was the
I don't see it. Nicolas Maduro being a CIA asset. Interesting interesting theory. I just wanted to put this out there for you guys, so this is something for you to jump on. And also the day before, actually the same day of the raid, China had met with Nicolas Maduro, so they had alerted him that this was going to happen. So they had told him this. Man, then if that's true, then this whole thing.
people controlling our elections, not Russia, because they said it was Russia, but it was Russia in 2016.
Very
but
interesting.
then in 2020, Venezuela somehow got control of our election machines and the Diebold machines, and they're the ones who are pulling the strings on our elections. Yeah. And I'm like, well, why would they want to have Donald Trump be elected? Go ahead. So what is his theory?
He says he looks at it as the faction of CIA or whatever that didn't like Trump. That's one of their long-standing operations working with that guy. So Trump is bringing him in so that he can testify that they rigged the 2020 election with help from these gangs and Democrats, and then he'll get let go.
Now I remember what I was going to say. I was talking about let me see if my mic is on. I was talking about the Tobago elections. After the Tobago elections, after that let's say strange loss, because you can tell if you're a citizen in a country, you can feel the mood of the people going into an election, and the mood. The polls, everything showed that PNM would have won the majority of the seats in Tobago, and then we are confronted with this stunning loss. I ain't gonna lie, that it messed me up, but then again I went back in some of the videos that I had made. And now here comes this video saying that the U.S. and Venezuela and all these people mess around in people elections and they change voting machines and all this stuff. So, and also the night that UNC won, if you remember, go back to election night 2025 when UNC won. Remember there was like the election results was coming in really weird. And at some point in time, the PNM just went dark and stopped reporting. And then all of a sudden, like some hours later, they came out that PNM had won these seats and the UNC had won those seats. It seemed like some kind of fuckery was going on with the election systems in Trinidad. So now, switch it over to Tobago, where you have the United States clearly involved in our politics, clearly involved in what is going on in the nation. You had white people at some of those TPP rallies, which were clearly CIA assets, controllers, handlers. So that is why I am convinced in my head, I have no proof of this, that the Tobago elections were stolen. You know, Renison reported yesterday that that the UNC flooded Tobago, UNC contractors flooded Tobago with $9 million and all this stuff. Well, that was a part to do with it. But I really wish that Ansel Dennis would, like, you know what? I wonder if they have this in Tobago. Like, if you live in Tobago and you are confused by the election results, is there a way you can go and verify that your vote was cast for a particular person? Do you guys have that kind of transparency in Trinidad where you can go and check to see if your vote was switched? Some kind of fuckery happened in Tobago. All right, I didn't, and that is what kept me offline, because I was like, what is the point streaming? What is the point trying to educate these people if they're just fucking stupid and they're gonna do this shit? You know, in my mind, in everybody's mind, the Tobagonians was the smarter of the bunch. But if you guys could go and do this kind of stupidness, then all hope is lost for that twin island. So I was really turned off. I was like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Even Renison, you see, had stopped streaming for a while. It's like that Tobago loss had it affected a lot of us. But you know what, Tobago, you're gonna learn your lesson. Don't come crying when next month you see a whole bunch of CPEP workers getting fired. You know, you'll look for this.